It is no secret that President Trump and the Federal Bureau of Investigation have had a contentious relationship since Trump took office. For the last year, the FBI has been busy investigating the fake Russian collusion story that has torn the country apart but failed to indict Hillary Clinton of any wrongdoing with her deleted emails. The left has been busy scurrying around trying to tie Trump's presidential win to Russian interference but has failed every step of the way. With each passing day, new information is revealed that shows just how corrupt the FBI has become after years of being run under the Obama administration, but that is not even the worst of it all. While the FBI has desperately tried to prove Russian collusion, they missed a major scandal brewing right under their nose with the Socialist senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders. Now, that scandal has been blown wide open after it was discovered that Sanders had accepted illegal foreign contributions from the Australian Labor Party during the 2016 elections, and no one can miss the apparent irony of it. It is no secret that Liberal Democrats are the largest group of hypocrites in our country. For instance, these lefties tout themselves as being open to diversity, but then, on the other hand, cannot stand anyone that does not think like them, and the list goes on. So, when the left attempted to take the moral high ground as their reasons behind hating President Trump, the rest of us could not help but snicker behind their backs, and now that snicker has become a guffaw after what was just discovered concerning Bernie Sanders and his 2016 presidential campaign run. The Federal Election Commission (FEC) found that socialist darling Bernie Sanders accepted $14,500 in foreign contributions, and is now literally paying a hefty price for his actions. Here is more from the Daily Caller. The Federal Election Commission (FEC) fined Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign $14,500 for accepting illegal in-kind foreign contributions from the Australian Labor Party (ALP) during the 2016 elections. The ruling stems from a February 2016 conservative activist group Project Veritas video showing Australian nationals working for the Sanders campaign on the dime of the Australian taxpayer-funded ALP. Republican and former New Hampshire House Speaker William O'Brien filed a complaint with the FEC shortly after Project Veritas made the footage public, alleging the ALP had made prohibited foreign contributions to the Sanders campaign, according to WMUR. The FEC levied the fine against the Sanders campaign in a February 2016 issued conciliation agreement. The ALP contacted the Sanders campaign according to the FEC and asked permission to allow Australian nationals to be inserted into the campaign as volunteers. The Sanders campaign accepted the ALP's request, despite knowing the ALP would be paying Australians a daily stipend in addition to covering the cost of their flights to the United States. While volunteering with the Sanders campaign, the Australians engaged in political activities including encouraging voter attendance at campaign events, recruiting volunteers, canvassing with volunteers, and planning events, according to the FEC. The Sanders campaign treated the ALP delegates no differently from any other campaign out-of-town volunteers and was aware that they were receiving a stipend from the ALP, the FEC added. The ALP spent $16,140 for the Australians' flights to the United States and $8,282 for their daily stipends. The FEC determined that amounted to a $24,422 prohibited in-kind foreign contribution the Sanders campaign accepted from the ALP. A Sanders spokesperson said in a statement to WMUR that the campaign doesn't think it broke any rules. During the course of the campaign, thousands and thousands of young people from every state and many other countries volunteered. Among them were 7 Australian young people who were receiving a modest stipend and airfare from the Australian Labor Party so they could learn about American politics, the spokesperson said. The folks on the campaign managing volunteers did not believe the stipend disqualified them from being volunteers. In order to avoid a long and expensive fight with the FEC over the technical status of these young people, the campaign agreed to pay the FEC a small settlement but did not agree that it broke any rules, the Sanders spokesperson added. O'Brien told WMUR Tuesday he was disappointed the FEC did not make a connection between ALP and the Australian government. Seriously, you can't help but shake your head after reading this, right? For the last year, the left has convinced millions of Americans that Donald Trump conspired with Russia to steal the election, all while Bernie Sanders was attempting actually to do it himself. However, instead of the FBI investigating the real criminals, they continually focus on President Trump in an attempt to destroy our republic. Hopi, now that Bernie Sanders was fined for his dirty deeds, the FBI will open an investigation on and see what else this socialist scumbag has been up to, but I am not holding my breath. From the web powered by ZergNet, Navy SEAL who killed bin Laden tossed off plane. The truth about the Obama sisters. Woman who drove Florida shooter to school speaks at awkward Olympics wardrobe malfunctions you can't unsee. Navy SEAL who killed bin Laden gets thrown off plane. Meet Malia Obama's Harvard boyfriend, Rory Farquharson.